So let's come to the journey of some releases. Just to check with you first, how many of you have some possibility to be to be part of some release or production deployment? So, okay, so yeah. Now we are talking here. Okay, so let's hear just something about myself. I'm long time ago graduated in the year 2000 in Zagreb on a math university, so math with computer science, and I like to think about myself as a mathematician. But finally I was all of my life working in IT, started the next year as a software developer, and then just turned a little bit to project management, test management, and so on. So in the year 2013, I started to work in AGCP, so it's credit card company in Zagreb, dealing with more than 25 banks and also some international banks. And after I don't know, a few months, I was working there, come to me, my boss, and asked if I would like to be a release manager. So they didn't have this role in the company before that, and I was let's say, the first one. They just want to give the point to this part, to these releases. Well, actually, they have a huge system of different applications, different systems that are going live pretty let's say often, and they want because this release is actually this production deployment, something that you're doing for a month or weeks or I don't know, and all needs to be then done smoothly and nicely in this one point when it's going live, and when other customers and others should see what you have been doing for the last month or weeks, and they really want to take care about that, this process to be as smooth and as good as possible. So for the next 9 years, I was doing as a release manager for the company, and let's see what I found out, and on this journey, really important parts that I would like to share with you today. So I will try to give you some streamline for release process, how to optimize communication and prioritize quality assurance, and how all of that leads to more successful releases. Let's see how organization, by establishing a clear protocols, just came in, are using some automating tools and fostering a culture of collaboration, can overcome some common challenges in the releases, and how we can get more successful deployments. What I identified is these 6 points, and each of them I would like to deep dive about them, why I see them as a really important points for a successful release. So they are naming convention, process automation, release process test or test of the release process, pre-release meeting protocols and agreements, and a rollback plan. So now we are going just one step after another. We would see in the end if it would be time for questions. I hope that we would have a time, but if not, then you can find me anyway on the hall, and I would be glad to give you the answers. Just before starting with the first point, let's see how I would like to emphasize how preparation or planning is important for the release. So actually planning is everything. Sometimes I heard, I hope that everything will be okay. So from my perspective, don't hope. Let's do everything what is in our power to plan it good, to prepare it, and then we can say that it will positively be okay. Of course, there are always some situation unpredictable on the production that can lead us to some problems. But let's say if with the good preparation and the planning, we can really do our best, and this situation will be less and less, I would say. So in these 9 years, I have really lots of these deployments and releases. Usually, as we were dealing with the credit cards, it was night actions, so many night shifts, and there was some panic, stressful releases. But in the last years, there are much more of them really relaxed one, I would say, when we were ordering, let's say, pizza and drinks, and everybody's just chatting, waiting their task to be done, and then just, let's say, go home. So let's start with the first point, naming convention. I suppose that you know about that, but I want to say how important it is also in the release process. Not only for naming, release notes, but every delivery, every part of the delivery, every page, from my perspective, needs to comply with some naming convention. In building this naming convention, all the parties involved in the delivery in this release needs to be involved, and this naming convention needs to be agreed from all these sides. Usually in the names we are putting the version, the system, let's say, to which some part of the delivery needs to be deployed, the date when this delivery or the application is built. Version is particularly important. It's always part of the name, I would say. But put in the name everything that is what is in your interest, what is really important to you. Don't complicate it, don't put it too long that you don't actually in the end know what does it mean. But naming convention is, I would say, really important, not only to, on the first glance, know which part of the delivery need to be deployed where, but also later on, when you have some problems, you can track and trace these releases. In some part of the deployment is forgotten or something like that, you can just track it easily. And also important to document these naming conventions. Maybe not on like on this photo. I hope that you have some very more modern way to document these documents. But yes, it should be somewhere where everybody can see it and use it. If you have some name, everybody needs to know what it means. Why this name is like this. So that is also important. So let's go further. So automation. I'm here will not talk about AI or how you want to automate your processes, and not only about this deployment process that you know already, that how to automate, but to think about the whole process of release. What in this process can be automated? What in this process can save your time and maybe the money also? What templates can be maybe used also in this process? Because that all saved you, as I said earlier, saved your time and maybe the money, and especially some tasks that are repetitive. So people are doing them all over and over again. Let's see how to automate them so these people can have some other task, maybe more interesting. And also with the automation, you will get not to have so many mistakes, because human error is always possible. But if we automate something, then there is not so many, let's say, space for the mistakes. In my case, we have application, let's say, usually maybe you have also this kind of architecture in your organization. So there is application, there are some services which would be impacted if we are working on this application, and the customers that need to be announced about the work. And we have a tool, from my perspective, the best tools to be used is the one built in-house. So you can see what is on the market, but the tools built in-house can the best fit your needs of your organization. So if you are in a chance to make some kind of this automation, I would really like to think about that. So we have the tool. If we are working on some application, we would immediately know which services would be impacted with these changes and which customers needs to be announced about the change. Also, there was a collaboration tool. So if I put the release plan to it, then if someone is start with their task, the next tasks would be visible immediately, so the people know to prepare themselves in a time. And later on, it was really easy to get the downtime information from all this information. And in the 3 in the morning, let's say, I'm always usually using mail templates, but any of them is really good to think about. I will just press the button and I will have in the mail to whom I need to send this mail, information on which application we were working, information about the downtime, how long does it last, and so on. So that are some things that really help us to automate this release process. My third point is, let's say if we have a release and we have the delivery, some patches, new application, or something like that, usually there is some new functionality in them, and this functionality would be tested. But what is with the deployment process itself? This also needs to be tested, and it's really important. Yes, just introduction. Usually my photos were some black, dark room, some codings, or I don't know, some meetings, and this is a photo that I have a place, so Croatian coast, Velebit, and the look for the Croatian island, so just recommendation. Just okay, let's go to the deployment, test of deployment process. What kind of information we can get from there? When we deploy this to the first testing environment, we would get some information how long does it take to take this deployment, and then we can go to the customers with some estimation and some first information about the release and about the downtimes. Also, we would get the information if the delivery is full, what is all inside, what we can expect from this delivery. Is anything maybe missing? If maybe there is an error there, maybe we need to define some additional parameters, some scripts need to be run additionally. All this information we can get from this testing of a deployment process. We would get there the steps, what needs to be done, in which order, in which sequence, and we would get the timing. So how long does it take to have this deployment also on production. If you have some particular if something is particularly important for you, let's say if you are dealing with a great amount of data, if performance is really important, then it is important to deploy this code, this delivery to some performance environment where you have really great amounts of data. Or if security is your issue, then maybe have some security environment. Also, if the data is important, let's maybe have some copy of production where you can test this data. In one project we have 11 testing environments, and all of them have its own purpose, and all of them we use them on some kind. So all these deployments will give you some valuable information how to prepare yourself for the production. So please take care about how to test this deployment process properly, to see everything what your organization need and what this particular release needs to be tested. And one point also, the people who will do that on production should do that at least at one testing environment. Because if you give the juniors to make this on a testing environment and then just save the seniors for the production, I would not recommend that, because this senior also needs to have this in their hand. He needs to have this experience at least of one deployment to one testing environment. Okay, this one is more for release manager, not so for all the participants in the release, but let's just take a little bit about that to understand, and maybe to, if some release manager asks some information from you why it is, or if you don't have some kind of protocols or agreements in your organization, maybe find it interesting maybe to ask someone, to talk to someone, and maybe to introduce them. So these protocols is for better understanding and for better collaboration with the customers. If everybody knows what to expect, how to behave in any situation, then you will have a better understanding with the customers and better communication also, I would say. Also, it is important, like for the naming convention, to put this to some place. Everybody who is involved in this process, so all the customers and someone from our organization need to be part of this agreement. Then this agreement and protocols need to be signed and also documented somewhere where everybody can find it. And what information you can find in them. So let's say how many days in advance you need to deploy this code to some shared environments, or how many days in advance release notes need to be sent. If there is somebody who needs to approve this deployment, who need to approve it, when, let's say how many days in advance you need to get this approval, and also how to handle this if there is some kind of delays or changes. That could be maybe the thing for argue, but if you have this all defined, then everybody knows how to behave. Okay, so the next step is pre-release meeting. We didn't, I think, have it on the beginning of my journey as a release manager, but later on we introduce it and see how important it is. So it is the meeting that should take place, let's say, the best time is the day before release. It could be on the day of the release, on 2 days before, but the best day would be the day before release. Put everybody in one room, so virtually or literally, depends on you. A release manager should lead this meeting, and he needs to start it. He just needs to go over the steps of the deployment process of this release, and everybody just needs to confirm they understand what is expected from them, what they need to do and when they need to do that. This release meeting, pre-release meeting should last for really short time. Expect you have some really big release, more than 30 people, or that should last for, I don't know, 8 hours, but usually it's 15 or 20 minutes. let's say a release manager say we are starting tomorrow at, I don't know, 8 o'clock or 11, I will give a call from a customers, then I don't know, you can start with transferring production to another site, or you can go shutting these applications. So the information like that, and just a short meeting, and then everybody knows what to expect. And the day after, you are just doing the same sequence one more time, and no surprises. That's the best. And the last point is the rollback plan. So we can have the plan A, plan B, maybe plan C, but when everything is go wrong, then we should also have this rollback plan. Sometimes there were releases, really rare one, but when we could not make a rollback, then we usually have this point of no return. And then you can, if you need to define this point, and then if you are passing it, then it would be as it would be, but there is no return back. But usually we have a possibility for rollback plan, and this rollback plan also needs to be tested. It should be tested on at least one testing environment. It should be, you need to pass, release manager need to pass these steps in the pre-release meeting. Everybody needs to know these steps, so not to be surprised. Okay, what now? In this rollback plan, we need also to know the conditions, under which condition we will start with this rollback plan. Let's say if you have some error on production and you don't know what is the root cause, you don't know how to solve it, whom to ask, maybe it's the good point to think about rollback. Or if the production is announced and it's past, or if you are already 15 or 30 minutes behind the schedule, so, or some kind of combination of these two conditions, or any of you, but this condition needs to be defined. And then release manager can say, yeah, okay, we are starting with the rollback. Everybody knows the steps. You already passed them. And just then doing these steps. Also take care that rollback have some time for making it. So I don't personally like to think about rollback plan that it's a failure. Sometimes it's think about it like a failure. But let's say if you are not succeed this time, you will have deployment the next time, and it's just one step back. You will have then the next one step further, so no place for some disappointment or something like that. So, okay. Please, in releases, don't be like this firefighter. Don't reactively firefighting. I hope that I give you some maybe valuable information, how to prepare yourself and how to proactively control your releases. If you are deeply involved in them, hopefully it would be you found something interesting in this. And like I said on the beginning, from my perspective, smooth releases are built, they are not wished for. So, thank you all for your time. This is my LinkedIn contact, and this is one AI-generated photo, as I said on the beginning. So they ordered a pizza and some drinks and have some casual time waiting their tasks to be done. I hope that your releases would be more like this one on the photo and not some chaotic, stressful one. So thank you one more time. And if you have some questions,